Hey, so this is my second time recording this video for, this is the original Monster flavor, but with like no sugar. So it's like the blue, the original one is green, and I really like the original can because this whole region here is kind of green. And basically I recorded yesterday, but I woke up, I was like really drowsy, and I was, I had to go out, so I was like in a hurry, and I was watching the video, I was like, this is like messy, I'm not really, I don't know, it was long and didn't have like any information. And usually I split it three ways, but this one I split it two. So I still have some of uh the beverage here. So I'm gonna go. So this is the flavor. It tastes like it doesn't taste like this. It just looks like this. So I really like this blue. It's kind of like a negative space thing, and I like it. So it's basically the absolute zero. It has vitamin B. It has guarana, which I don't know if the original one has. I don't think it does. But guarana is like one of my favorite flavors, but you can only buy it in like gas-fired beverages. I think like those very artificial juices, they have like a little powder and they mix. You probably can find it, but remember when I was a kid, sometimes they would make jello from like that, or just have those little shots for birthday parties, and it tasted like shit. I think it was because it was too sweet and it tasted very artificial, and like naturally the soft drinks, they're not like the most natural or whatever, but I kind of like them. Yeah, also I think I should probably get to this quick because yesterday I already taken medication. It's already taken effect. So I was the drowsiness because I had just woken up, but I had also just taken the medication, and I was drinking the energy drink, so I have energy for the rest of the day. But yeah, so it tastes like, it doesn't taste, it looks like, but this is it's very neon, yellow. It's very fun. I sometimes take like, medication for, any, I don't know, organisms in your body to kind of like reject them, and like your piss, like it looks like this. The medication is called Anita, and your piss looks like this. Because I'm saying it looks like this, but like I feel like most people's piss. And I drink a lot of water, so like this is not natural color. Anyways, I'm just I simultaneously like it tastes like something very familiar, but I think that when I started drinking energy drinks, I was buying like the traditional ones, like the original flavors. It wasn't until I started to try the flavors that I was like, oh, this is fun. But it's nice. But it's that's like that thing that I can't define this flavor. It tastes sweet, as expected. uh, it's kind of funny because I think there's like a lot of, I usually don't drink soda pop, soft drinks, or anything like that, but my brother likes it, so sometimes we will buy something for. And also like a lot of like the combos that you buy from like fast food, like it is specifically with those beverages. You can I mean, McDonald's, you can change it for juice. Sometimes you can change it for milkshakes. Sometimes add like a batch or two when you can change for milkshake. I usually do that. But usually I try to not, yeah, because I try for a beverage to not be so it should be something more fun. But the point is that, for example, Sprite, they only have Sprite Zero at McDonald's. And like it pretty much tastes the same, or sometimes it is sweeter. That's kind of like what I've landed on, because for because I tried, because I went out with my cousin and her girlfriend, and she was drinking and I tried it, and then my other cousin's birthday, there was only regular Sprite, and I tasted both of them. They all taste the same to me. But sometimes it does feel like it is a little sweeter, because there is this artificial sweetener thing, right? And like it does leave it a little bit different. It's meant on sorry for the rambling, but yeah, I like it. It's not my favorite by any means. Like if you give me the opportunity to drink energy drink, I would never choose the original one. I would never, no, if I only had that one, I want an energy drink, I would not drink it. But I should probably compare. I talked about this before, again, like the regular Red Bull, the regular Monster, and some other brands. They also have like the original flavor. And I don't try them because I feel like in my head they're very similar, one to the other. Actually, I haven't tried original Red Bull in like 6 years, I think. So I don't remember. And Monster, I think like I did try it was like 4 years ago. So it's a very distinctive flavor, I will say that, because I can't define this, but like this is kind of like the definer. Like anything else that I drink, they taste like this, I'll be like it tastes like energy drink, like the original flavor of any energy drink. I do like the flavor. I want to clarify. I do. It's nice. So it's just that it doesn't taste of, because usually like the flavors like they taste of fruit, you know, they taste of something, candy or whatever. And then this one just doesn't taste like any of that. It has, you know, guarana, as we established. I cannot really taste it, you know, not, you know, individually. Probably like one of the things in the mix. I don't know, the more I think about this, the more I kind of like it, like the flavor. But then I'm like, is this the psychological effect of me knowing that there's guarana? And it's over. It's nice that it has vitamin D, B. I feel like sometimes I struggle with my vitamins. You know, I don't go in the sun. I mean, I do whenever I travel, I'm there. So I feel like I've created this, you know, system where like once a year I go get a lot of sun, and then they kind of like lasts me for the whole year. Because, you know, I know I don't look particularly tan right now, but like if you, I don't know, the color I was born in, like this is much tanner, and I retain the tan, so you know it's nice. If you look pretty about the inner part of my arm compared to the outer part of my arm, like there, so there's something here. But anyways, I like it. I would honestly give this like an 8. As I said, I would drink this again. You know, I kind of like get why, you know, people usually get the original flavor for, you know, drinks, because I can see it pairing like really well with like a lot of like different types of alcohol. You know, I think like the more bitter, you know, taste, like the ones that taste a little more bitter with this sweetness here, like it could, you know, pair well. So plus, you know, it does give you energy. I am trying to stay, you know, because usually I've been taking this medication, so like I wake up, I try to wake up early and take the medication and go back to bed, because gets me a little sad, drowsy, gets me very sleepy. So you know, I woke up like 5:30 in the morning, I take the medication and then go to bed. So like 8 something, 8, 9 something, I can, you know, I'm back up, I can get back up. Today is a holiday, so you know, I'm not really, you know, rushing to that, but I do want to have a productive day, you know. Honestly, like this flavor grows on you. That's kind of like where I'm landing, because the more I drink, the more I'm like, you know what, I could try this again. I'm really pumped. Should do like the Red Bull versus, you know, the original Red Bull versus the original Monster flavor. I think I'm gonna do that next, because from what I remember, like, you know, there is like, it's kind of like the same. My, you know, palate is not the most advanced. I'm not, you know, like the best got this apart, but they have, I think it's like, you know, there's something very similar about, you know, and all energy drinks across the board. You know, all like the different brands I've tried so far. There's like a little twinge, little hint that, you know, for me it's a very classic, you know, energy drink. Also, I'm pretty sure the regular Monster is this color, but I think it should be green. I should think they should do something to make it green, because it will be very fun and it will look really nice. I like when they have crazy colors. And the more you drink, the more you realize that like a lot of them, they don't really have, you know, fun colors. But yeah, anyways, that's it. Bye.